listening to Cain, Randy, and Brooke on Scratch the Vinyl.
Scratch the vinyl.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Scratch the Vinyl. Hey, ho, ho. We won't go. We are sticking around with you guys, and we are here with you. We don't have a guest this week. I phoned Paul McCartney, my own personal friend, Sir Paul, but he had to do something important because that's what cool guys like that do. So we don't have a guest on, but guess what, everybody? It's going to be an action-packed show for you guys. So first off, I want to start by talking to you guys about the concert that I went to. I know you guys are out there too because that arena was packed at the Pinnacle. I went to Creed with the world famous Lee Bowes, who's been on the show, and also the fourth member of the band, Richard Bretta, and it was a freaking blast. It reminded me of why I love Creed so much. And honestly, Creed put on a clinic for everybody on why they're one of the best bands in the world. I mean, it was a rock show. There was pyro. There was firefly. I mean, there was everything that you'd want. And Scott Stapp and the band sounded incredible. But I do have to talk to you guys about that a little bit more. But I want to jump in right now with my other hosts, my friends, my favorite people in the world. And we're just going to do it right now. So first off, I'm going to bring on the red-lipped lady, the big red machine, one of my favorite ladies, the kookiest lady I think I know, aside from my mom, maybe. Brooke, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you again, Cain. I enjoy being here. So anyways.
What have you been doing, Brooke? I mean, what have you been hiding under a rock? You like after Brews at the Zoo, you kind of like went on radio silence or something. You like disappeared, man. What was it like? Too much fun for you?
Yeah, I was eating chicken noodle soup and taking ibuprofen for a week. I even called in. I was like, I can't do this anymore. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I was still doing my own thing, I guess. I sometimes I just kind of go incognito. I mean, it's that superhero stuff, I guess, that Randy and I are in.
Oh, it is. You do have a superpower, Brooke, and we'll bring Randy on here in a second because he is a superhero in the making. But Brooke, your superpower is, and I figured it out. Like I was gonna sit there like a nerdy old guy, kind of like chill out, maybe drink a couple beers and just kind of hang in the back, give him a thumbs up now and then. And Brooke was not having it. Pretty soon, we're out there on the dance floor. We're going nuts. I don't dance at all, and it felt like Footloose. So, Brooke, you really have a superpower, and you have this amazing way of getting people to love you and want to follow you around. You should be a cult leader.
That's funny you said that because I was teaching my children how to speak to people, to influence them in a kind, nice way. And he looked at me and he goes, Mom, you could actually run a cult. And I said, well, I'm going to start with you three boys. You guys are ready for this? And yeah, anyway, but it's not. Here's the thing. When I go around and talk to other people, the key is I don't give a shit what people think about me. And it's not disrespectful. I don't disrespect people. I don't, step on their toes but I want people to have fun. And I think that when someone else sees that, it's like when one person gets on the dance floor, then somebody else will get on the dance floor. It's more about just bringing everybody together and having fun. Because I know deep down they want to do that, right, Cain? You wanted to get up there and start jamming and start like get up front. Everybody wants to do it, but who's that first person? And my muse of that is my sister Ingrid. She would be up there when it was like their break and they just had the background music. We were still up there dancing. Like she is the perfect person to go to a concert with. So Cain, Randy, if you guys go with Ingrid and I sometime, and I'm not kidding, if we go to Dirt Fed, there is going to be pasties. There's going to be dancing, maybe lasagna, probably Jameson, and ibuprofen later.
And scissoring, Brooke. I was the honorary scissor sister for the show, and I didn't realize it till afterwards. We didn't actually scissor, but we told people, about it. And once again, I hope we don't offend you guys out there, but I mean, it was our undercover deal. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have a gun on us. We had to have some cover story. So we were gay together, and it was fine. You know what I mean? Like we had a blast.
Yeah, you have to do that sometimes too, because other people, like like for me, I didn't care. If someone was like, oh my God, she's with another guy. I'm texting Jason right now. I'm like, do it. He'd be like, cool. Hope they're having fun. I hope they're scissoring right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so much drama. That's why I don't care. Everybody can perceive it how they want, but we're having fun. And that was the thing. And you were my wonderful gay brother, and we scissored. And I mean, we could have mosh scissored. I don't know. That would have been really badass. But then that would have been maybe not appropriate at that particular place. We could have got the peacocks involved. Ooh.
We should have got the peacock.
They did sing it.
Well, speaking of peacocks, I can't think of more of a peacock when it comes to a human being than this guy right here. He's the god of thunder. He is the Godzilla of entertainment in this town and all towns. If you want to picture him, he's like Godzilla, but he's got peacock feathers. And as soon as he comes in the room, everybody lights up and we have a good time. So let's bring him on right now. It's the chill man himself, Mr. Chill, Randy Wilson. How are you doing?
Great to see you guys today. I will interject that I was getting ready for my show the other day, and both Brooke and Ingrid got on each side of me and were scissoring the crap out of me.
We did a night at the Roxbury. You were right in between. You were sitting down playing poker and we went right up to him. And we have, boobs they're nice and soft sometimes, and we won't hurt you. So his head just went boom, 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 right in between us two.
I think they could tell that maybe I was maybe a little in a stressful mode, and they wanted to get me out of that, and it worked as always. How can you? It's hard not to laugh or get your spirits lifted when you have the two Johnson sisters together. Let's say, we're not going to say motorboating, but kind of bouncing you back and forth just a little bit. And I was trapped. I couldn't even move. They had me trapped in a chair, and everybody in the bar stopped and looked like they wanted to be me. Or they were super offended, or like, what the hell's going on? But that's just an example of the kind of shenanigans that start to happen when you get the three of us together. And I have been to a lot of live shows with Ingrid, and let me tell you what, we do get to partying and dancing, and that's what makes going to live shows super fun.
Oh yeah, and we're gonna have her on the show.
Yeah, we got to have her on the show. But Randy, you were essentially every man's dream that I know of. Is you were the meat to their ham wallet, man. You were that special meat. And I can't think of I know some guys that would be a dream come true, to be scissored in between the Johnson sisters.
The only thing that comes to mind right now is the Grateful Dead. A touch of gray. I don't know why. I guess every time I start feeling a little old, these two remind me that I still have a lot of life left to go. So
how about I was thinking of the song, I wanna sex you up. That's what I was thinking. I don't know.
Well, actually, I tell you what, I'm really glad. I hope our listeners are still following along with us today. That, you know what, we don't get very often to just kind of do a show where the three of us get to hang out and talk music and talk about what's going on. And I was so jealous that you guys were able to go to the brews at the zoo without me. After seeing all the videos, I was like crying in my soup and just wishing I could have been there with you guys. And obviously AMFM did put on a great show, and I'm glad you guys were there to represent us. And of course, getting a big shout out from those guys. They're really supporting our podcast and what we're doing to try to help promote live music, what's going on here in Lincoln and around the state. That was really cool.
Well, it was cool to see Jaden in action. And I sent a message to her, and I told her, from singer to singer, I was really impressed. This is something that a lot of people don't know, is the thing I was most impressed with was not just her voice and her what she did, but it was what she did when she wasn't singing. That's the hardest part. Like for me, I could hide behind my guitar and I could play rhythm and I could do that. But if I had to stand up there and I had to like be dancing and like being like this, and like I was just really impressed at her stage presence. And so I can't wait to get her on the show. It was super cool. For me, it's been a blast because it's 2 weeks in a row that I got to go to live shows. I got to go to that. That was a huge local live show. And then I got to go to a massive show. I think it was Randy. He sent me this quote, which said, going to live shows, going to concerts every 2 weeks could add 9 years to your life. And I thought, you know what, man, I'm like, it's got to happen, right? Like I'm going to gain more to my life if I go. I've been to thousands of concerts, but it just felt so good to be back at it. And that's what the Scratch the Vinyl, that's what this show has done for me, is it's got me back into that type of stuff, right? Like I got away from it. I was too busy working. I had health problems. I had all this, and I'm kind of having a nice renaissance as a human being, I guess. And I owe a lot of it to Scratch the Vinyl. I'm getting to do all these cool things. But I want to talk to you guys about that Creed show. I really wish you guys could have went. I have some takeaways from it, and I want to get you two's perspective on it as well. So first off, they opened the show with Wolfie's band, Wolfie Van Halen, or Wolfgang Van Halen, and his band Mammoth. Now, talk about a guy who's super humble. He could be a jerk. He could stand up there like a statue, you know, play his guitar like like an animal, which he can do, of course. But he was he seemed like the most genuine guy up there. Like he was absolutely loving it. He was opening. So I love that. And then to follow that with Daughtry, I have thoughts on Daughtry, everybody. I know you guys remember Daughtry, but I mean, he didn't even win American Idol, right? He took 5th in 2006. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think he's probably one of the most talented ones that ever went through American Idol. And I think watching him the other night really proved it to me. I mean, Randy, I know you watch those shows like that. I'm sure you remember Daughtry on their strong voice, just really great story. What do you think about Daughtry?
Well, first off, what I've really noticed over the years is that even though like he didn't win, these shows have given these people platforms to show their talents. And just by getting that far, they get recognized and get noticed. And it's really what they do with that opportunity is really what's important. And in this case, Daughtry's success after the show has meant more than, finishing 5th on some contest. He's proven that he's put in the work and is now performing for huge audiences and doing what he loves.
Would you agree though, like some of those contestants on all of these shows, you almost don't want to be first or second, because then you have to sign these contracts, you have to do all these things that they're telling you to do, and then maybe it's not really you. But I think Daughtry, I think he really got to find who he wanted to be and do what he wanted to do. And I think that was almost a blessing to him, just to be on that stage for America's Got Talent or Idol or all of it. And I don't know if you necessarily, maybe if you win $1 million, you want to be on there, but then you're signing contracts, you're doing stuff that maybe you don't. So I think I like his style. I like his music, and he had maybe a little bit more saying to what he was doing. Do you agree with that? Or?
Yeah. And the platform, of course, allows them to gain fans. The contests that you're singing every week and you're building fans as you go along. Well, he's very recognizable, and then just doing the music now is the bonus, really.
And they did give him kind of a look too, because they knew, they were like, they that's what they're professional, that's what they do, and they say this is kind of you, and then he ran with it. And he did. I mean, he's a phenomenal musician, and he's fun to watch. I didn't get to see him though. Was he pretty badass, Cain? I mean, you watched him.
I was, to be honest with you, I feel terrible saying this. I was almost kind of underwhelmed because Seven Dust wasn't going to be there. underwhelmed that it was just gonna, I know Daughtry, I think he was on most of the tour, but I was like, Daughtry, but man, every song was like a hit. Even his new songs sounded amazing. I felt like he almost won the night. Like if you really had to grade, he got people so pumped. He brought his daughter on stage to sing, and I cried, as they played, a song together. I know I think he lost a daughter or a kid in the past, and it was just so emotional. He even did, I know Randy would have loved this. He did a Journey cover of Separate Ways, Worlds Apart. And man, when those lasers kicked on and they're cutting through the arena, and then the keyboard player starts playing, oh my gosh, I got goosebumps. I'm getting goosebumps now. Oh man, yeah, I wish you guys could see this. I'm just thinking about it. It was just so good. I think he stole the night. And don't get me wrong, I'll get to Creed here, but I'm telling you, Daughtry should be far more famous than he is. I mean, he's a great looking guy. He's got a killer band behind him. He's got all the talent in the world. It's really shocking to me that Daughtry isn't like on the upper echelon of all bands, to be honest with you.
Well, I'll say this. I had several people come to my show afterwards. That's why I couldn't go. I was working, but I had, I don't know, probably 10, 12 people show up to my show after the concert, and every single one of them said almost exactly what you just said. Yeah. That he stole the show in a sense. Not that Creed wasn't awesome and they enjoyed that, but they pretty much said what you said, was there was something about him being there, and that part of the show was unbelievable. So I don't think you're alone in taking that takeaway of how the night went.
Well, then when we roll into Creed now, I mean, it was I hate to see it was like a religious experience for me. And I'll tell you why. I can remember when My Own Prison came out back when I was in high school. And I can remember going to a party, and one of the coolest guys we knew, Jeremy Davis, I think he played some of My Own Prison, like him and his drummer cousin in front of this whole party. And I remember just having my mouth like wide open going, whoa, like all these chicks, everybody are into it. It's so cool. But I was like stuck to the music. And so then I got obsessed with it. Ever since then, I've wanted to see Creed. So that was like a bucket list moment for me. And Scratch the Vinyl made it happen, right? I met Richard through all of this. Richard took me. We went with Lee Bowes. It was just a blast. But on top of that, we saw Jeff Kelly from the Kelly Shoe. He was actually working there. And we got to talk to him in between. So it was like a big full circle moment. But Creed was the real full circle moment. I mean, what Richard said to me, and I believe this too, and I think you guys will agree with me, Scott Stapp is the luckiest man in music on the face of the earth right now. And this is why. He fell to the bottom of the barrel with his band. He was drunk on stage. If you remember right, with his fall, he was slurring. People were over it. They're like, Scott Stapp sucks. I can remember Fred Durst coming out and saying, Scott Stapp's an effing egomaniac, F this guy. And everybody was over Creed. And somehow he's sobered up. He's gotten better. And his voice and that band were absolutely phenomenal. So I kind of want to get your takes on it. I'll ask you, Randy, like Scott Stapp. I mean, I don't know if you remember when he had his fall from fame, but I mean, it was a pretty big stumble, wasn't it?
It was. Like everybody had written him off. Like it became almost a mantra that, oh yeah, Creed sucks. And you're like, and just like you're like, you really liked a lot of the songs. So did I. I mean, I'm not going to lie. During a certain stage of karaoke where I was doing a lot of shows, there were a lot of people wanting to do Creed songs all the time. And then it was like, not at all. And it's like they blended in the background and weren't heard from again. This is a huge turnaround. In fact, you're actually really happy that found the strength, or you got the right help, or whatever it is. And I'm glad he did. I mean, that's what I can really say is I'm glad he found his way, because we need that music. We need that music.
Well, sometimes we need that inspirational little bump, when you're like, if he can do it, I can do it. We got to get out of this funk. And just because you mess up doesn't mean that you are a mess up. And I think that was really brave of him to get back out and say, you know what, this is my life. This is what I love to do. I'm going to make it even better. I see that happen a lot with a lot of music.
We see that a lot, don't we? We do. And I mean, even people we know, Brooke, don't we, that have gone down that path. And even as our friends, we try to help them. You try to help them. But sometimes it literally takes hitting rock bottom. I mean, literally rock bottom for them to realize, man, I don't want to live this way. And, you know, here's a guy super talented, has all the resources in the world, has a mega band. I hate to say it, but sometimes you have to hit rock bottom to get back up. And thank God that he did.
Some of these guys, they end up dead, in the back of the tour bus. I mean, when this stuff happens, there's a lot of guys where their redemption story, it never happens. It never comes. Yeah, they don't get the chance. And so I think that it kind of lifts me up and takes me higher, just like crazy. And I think about all the dumb crap I did. And I think like if I had hit it big when I was, early on in music, and I probably would have ended up dead on a tour bus. Like the craziest, the way I was, the way my mental makeup was, how much I drank and did drugs and everything. Man, kudos to him. And I could to watch that arena packed to the gills, going nuts over Creed, them putting on a clinic as a rock show. It left me feeling like I did at Greta Van Fleet, right? Like this was a real rock show. Rock is back. Rock fans are piling to all these places. And it was just great to see Scott Stapp and Mark Tremonti, who's one of my favorite guitar players out there, to see them back together. And man, just what a great show. I can't wait to see what happens next for that band. But right now they're on a massive resurgence, and I'm glad they are. The Summer of '99 tour, it kicked ass, everybody.
Look, this is what I was listening to today. You guys see that?
Foo Fighters. Yes, I love Foo Fighters.
And you talking about that kind of hits me with Taylor Hawkins, right? Like, here's a guy on top of the world. Foo were, in the middle of a world tour. They just did a movie. Like, everything was going well. And for him to have, whether it was a drug issue or whatever, and to lose him at that point is tragic, right? And so, when you bring up Scott Stapp, that he could have, the bottom of that rock bottom could have been a little farther, right?
It could have been really bad, man. And he rallied. I think Richard nailed it. Like, this is what we were talking about on the way out of the arena. And as we got in the car to leave, he said it, and it just stuck with me, man. Scott Stapp is the luckiest guy on the face of the earth to have that band taken back and have that arena packed like that this many years later is unbelievable. What a story, honestly.
And a lot of people that we've been interviewing, we kind of talk about their past, and a lot of them, they would have some kind of addiction issues or whatever, but they're like, that wasn't helping me. And like when we interviewed Elvis, he goes, I work out every day. I make sure I'm healthy. And once you kind of either hit rock bottom or already have that set mind, that I think great things can happen. But they also say, when bad things happen, that's where the greatest music comes from. If you really learn from it or really understand where you're coming from. And I think that you can be a huge inspiration to so many people knowing that story, and he's back. And I give kudos to him, because it's hard for people to do that. It's almost like embarrassing. It's an ego thing. So I'd hang out with the guy. I think it'd be fun as hell.
I'll go a little off topic here and kind of bring it back full circle. I just watched the opening day that Happy Gilmore 2 came out. Have you guys seen it yet? Anyways, it's hilarious. It's nostalgic. There's 1,000 cameos, but there's a small cameo with Eminem, and it's hilarious. And here's another example. I've watched a lot of stuff, and I've been watching a lot of stuff on Eminem, and he was at the same point. Literally his organs were going to shut down. He was addicted to pain meds. He was drinking too much. And literally, can you imagine what we would have lost if another icon like Eminem would have died for the same thing? Like, we've seen this in a lot of, Janis Joplin, all these famous people that don't make it out of their 20s because of some of this stuff. We have been very fortunate lately that there have been some super icons that have come back from the bottom.
Well, even recently, like losing Mac Miller, not too long ago. I mean, what a talent to lose. That could have been us losing Eminem, right? I mean, like Eminem's considered to be one of the greatest lyricists of all time by some of the greatest lyricists of all time. So I would say he's pretty darn good, but we could have lost him to all of this. So it's always a cautionary tale. But yeah, it's tough to see guys like Mac Miller and these people who have the world in front of them, and they could have been so great. They already were, and we lost them. But man, Happy Gilmore too was epic. Also, Bad Bunny in there was an epic character. I had to like do a double take. I was like, was that really bad? He was great in it.
He was hilarious. Oh my God.
And what a movie. For all those people who are there's always those haters that want to ruin everything. But for the other 46 million that loved it, right? It was fantastic. The rest of you, the million that hated it, please go live under a rock. And hopefully you guys will be happier people sometime.
I kind of like this. A lot of these stars releasing stuff on Netflix. Do you guys like that?
Yeah, I
do, as long as the quality is really good. I mean, because sometimes it was like, what's his name? Bruce Willis. Love that guy. But he had one movie after another, and they were all the same. I get he was sick, and I understand all of that. But sometimes it's kind of like you have this out, where you can put a movie on wherever, and they kind of get like the same. But I don't think Happy Gilmore. I love the first one, and I still quote from him all the time. And I almost got golf clubs that has his face on it, and I think I still might do that.
Well, just the real golf, just the cameos of all the real professional golfers, and allowing themselves to make fun of themselves, or like, is absolutely epic. Like, it's
Bob
just
Barker.
worth it. Oh yeah, there's some Bob Barker cameo comebacks in this. I don't want to give away everything if you haven't seen it yet, but if you're one of the 10 people that haven't seen it yet.
The fact that John Daly couldn't laugh at the fact that everyone thinks,
oh my God.
And he's a drunk in there. It was just like, I couldn't even believe how good the cameos of the golf stars were and how great they were in it. Like, what an awesome movie, and how they tied it all together. We, like you said, we don't want to give too much away if you haven't seen it, but man, it was fantastic.
Like Fred Couples being well known for eating everybody's dessert, and he just kept going. It's comedy times 10 with Adam Sandler. I tell you what, Pete Davidson said something the best not that long ago when he was doing, I think it was the celebration for Adam Sandler's lifetime achievement or whatever, and he says, I'm so glad they have me on here to remind everybody why SNL in the 90s was way much better than it is today.
I love Pete too. He's a funny dude. He dates some pretty hot chicks too.
He's the true luckiest guy on the face of the earth. I mean, he's not like ridiculous good looking. He is really funny, but man, he's got a great person, and he pulls chicks. You know what I mean? Like the hottest chicks in the world. He's the luckiest guy on the planet. All right, it's time to do the local roundup. This local roundup is sponsored by the Elegant Sasquatch Beard Company. So we're going to roll that commercial right now and then get into the local roundup and get you guys going to the places to see all the great bands here in our town. And then we'll get back to the show.
Dude, last night was a rager. I literally don't remember anything. What happened, and why do our beards smell so bad?
It all started when a Sasquatch came out of the woods. He was doing cake stands. He DJ'd the party for a while. He even brought a live skunk to hang out. It was epic. It was getting late when Sasquatch's skunk friend decided to spray his pungent odor everywhere. Now our beards smell like rotten eggs and trash.
Don't worry, friend.
Is that you, Sasquatch?
It's me, your boy Squatch.
Have no fear, my nose-melting follicle friends. I have just what you're looking for to get the skunk stench out of those skunkified beards. The Elegant Sasquatch Beard Company has all sorts of balms, butters, oils, and washes to turn you from skunk to hunk in no time.
Oh, bro, this is a trip. I feel like I'm dreaming, man. I'm gonna go back to bed.
Well, pinch yourself now because you're not dreaming, my friend. I'm here to tell you about all the great things going on at the Elegant Sasquatch Beard Company.
Oh, tell me you have something to help us with these smelly beards.
Not only do I have something for that, but I have so much more. Head on over to elegantsasquatchco.etsy.com to check out the shop and look at all the different beard balms, butters, oils, face washes, and bundles that we have to offer. In addition to all of our great prices, if you mention the Scratch the Vinyl podcast with Scratch30 at checkout, you'll get an additional 30% off of your order.
Oh, man, this beard wash is amazing, and these oils smell so good I could drink it.
Oh, you foolish little human. That's not what they're talking about with hair of the dog.
But seriously, Squatch, these scents are amazing. I already smell better.
Well, on that note, it's time to grab another beer and, oh, it looks like our friend the skunk just arrived. It's time to party. I call dibs on the first game of beer pong.
All right, let's start south this time. We usually start the local roundup downtown or north. Let's go south. So Cappy's Saturday night, they've got Hard Knocks with a no cover show. So go see that. You really can't beat no cover. And I'm going to be honest with you, I love the food at Cappy's. So go on over there. Now let's go over to the Bourbon Theater. Friday, it looks like they have Ashley McBride. And if you check their webpage, I think that they're offering some different deals for that show. So why don't you guys go show out for that and check that out. Duffy's Friday night, they've got no show. Saturday, it looks like they've got DJ Rolex. And then Sunday, they've got an 8 p.m. doors, 9 p.m. show. They've got a whole mess of people. So they've got John Gold, Haley Taylor, Rich Confer, Midwest Coastal, and not Ben Shin. So don't fool yourselves. It's not Ben Shin. It could be Ben Shin, but it's probably not. So go there. Let's head on over to the Zoo Bar. The Zoo Bar always has a ton going on, and this weekend's no different. Friday, the early show, 5 p.m., is Igor and the Red Elvises. The 9 p.m. show is Pacow. And then Saturday, they've got no early show. But then 9 p.m., they've got Blake DeForest Collective. Sunday from 3 to 5, they've got a wine tasting. So all you winos, rejoice. Now this is your place to sample all those wines. And then after you're good and sauced and winey, you can stick around at 8:30 for the Zoot Nanny comedy show with Dan Alton. So that seems like a pretty good deal for a Sunday, to be honest with you. That's a great way to end it. 1867 now. They've got a ton of stuff going on. Friday night, they've got the Road Warriors Tour. It's a 6 p.m. door, show at 7 show. Look on their page for prices. I'm going to try to get through these names, but some of them are rough. So you kids out there, when you're naming a band, help a brother out, all right? So Hippie K, Blacklight, Jay Hoonit, ATM. I think it's Blade, but it's 3LADE. And then this one is what threw me aloof. So I'm just going to try to read it. It's F$MTN3. I believe it's an O, FEM. I have no idea how to say that, but I'm sure they're great. I would love for someone to please sound off and tell me what that is, because I have no idea. I'm not that smart. Dread and the Strange, Young Yash, and Girl That's Rocco. So that's what they got going on. Really, everybody, there's a ton of bands there and a lot of value and a lot of great local talent mixed with other talent. So get over there to 1867. Now, Gray's Cake has Friday night at 8 p.m. They've got the Dive Kings. Saturday, they've got our boy Brian from Roots Music Shop and Dirt Fed. He is playing a show with the new band Phantom for their release. Doors at 8, shows at 9. Also with them will be Cuttlebone and Mind Rot. So there you have it, everybody. There is your local roundup. If there's other things going on, it's news to me. I'm sure there is. So get out there. We just laid out your weekend for you. There's a ton going on in this town. There always is. And I just keep proving it to you every week. So now let's get back to the show.
You know, guys, I want to bring something up. You know, we've been talking a little bit how our audience has grown, and we're starting to get into other countries, and people are really picking up. So if our audience has made it this far in this episode, we would encourage all of our listeners from wherever you're at to comment on our YouTube page or send us comments of what things you guys would like us to talk about. We would love to talk about any topics that has to do with music or live entertainment. And, you know, really you're our fan base. You know, let us know. Cain, can you tell them how to get a hold of us?
I can tell you how to get a hold of us. You can find us on all socials at Scratch the Vinyl Podcast. You can find us on Facebook, the Gram, TikTok, and of course, Randy said, and we want to build up our YouTube because that's where we're really going to get to that next level for us so that we can give you guys the biggest and best guests out there. So go to our channel at Scratch the Vinyl Podcast on YouTube. And by all means, comment. The comments are great. We would love reviews for any of this stuff on Apple, Spotify. All this stuff helps us in the process to where we can get basically to where we want to go. We can give you guys the best of the best when it comes to a podcast and a radio style show, which is what you guys want. I think that we're doing a great job. And I think, Brooke, you can agree too. You were on the radio, that we're giving this city in podcast form, honestly, a really good radio show. I mean, we're interviewing the best local guests. We're even talking to people from, you know, not just here that are really killing it.
Absolutely. We're getting to know so many people. And I think that's the key, is to kind of get to know who these people are. So when you go watch them, you're like, oh, yeah, he talked about this, or, kind of brings up some conversation. And even if you're in Holland right now and you know a cousin from Nebraska and they're a musician, get a hold of us. I mean, even if you're living in Germany right now, but you're from Nebraska and you play the drums, get a hold of us. We would love to talk to you. And it is. We're trying to make this into a little bit more upbeat and fun, so it's not mundane and talk about music that we could YouTube or Google and look at it. But we really are getting deep dive into people's, personal life, how they start. There's so many cool inspirational stories and the advice that they can give us. Because I noticed there's a lot of young kids out there just hitting it hard and doing what they need to do, and it's coming back again. And I think a lot of that has to do with our seasoned musicians that are on here. And I mean, we got people from all over the world that, what comes down to it is a universal language. And this will never go away, and it better never go away. We're not going to have some dark ages where we're burning all the vinyls. That will never happen. And not when I'm alive.
You know what? In fact, I would like to put out the challenge to our listeners from all over the world. If you go to a live show of any kind and you want to get a video clip, take a video clip going, "We love Scratch the Vinyl," you at a show, and send it to us. We'll get it on the air.
We'll get it on the air. And not only that, but if you guys do that for us, maybe we'll have some swag for you guys. Maybe we'll have a shirt. You tell us what shirt size you have, and a sticker waiting for you. We for now. And, maybe we could even get Brooke to send you a picture of those feet and the meat or any of that stuff. Like, we could do a little bit of something for you guys. But you guys help us. Help you help us, if that makes any sense at all. We need the help, and we need you guys.
We got to say, we don't want any more stalkers for Brooke. We have to deal with that already too many times. But if you're respectful, Brooke will do a signed copy of her feet and meat.
Absolutely. And you know what? If you are a stalker, just be prepared, because I'm a better stalker. Ask Cain. I'm in your closet right now.
I thought that area looked familiar. It was weird how she set up almost like a living room type area in my closet. Like I went in there and it looked like oddly familiar to the same place as her. Like it's very strange, Brooke. I can actually hear you kind of like breathing hard when you're not talking from the other room. So
Yeah, I'm trying to scare you a little bit, but and I'd put records on for you too. I know we've been listening to a lot of records, but it's not the ghost, it's me.
You guys, I do want to bring up something after last week's episode when we had the guys from Dirt Fed, Brock and Brian, going to do that show in August. Let me tell you what, I got a ton of feedback this last week about having a really good metal show coming up. Like the metal fans out there have been flocking to the show and are getting actually very excited to see Dirt Fed come back and do a live performance again. Like it was exciting. I don't know. Do you guys feel? I felt pretty proud that Brock was willing to mention that we might be a slight reason why they have a little nostalgia and want to get back on the stage again. What do you guys think?
I mean, I thought it was what a tribute to us that he said we kind of bombarded him with all the Dirt Fed questions. But when I found out, as I was reading his bio, it was a no-brainer. Like, I'm a huge fan of Dirt Fed. I honestly, before talking to Brock prior to that interview, I didn't even know. I don't know why I didn't put two and two together that he was the drummer for Dirt Fed. And so it led to this big moment, as Randy always says, the full circle moment. And so I think we need to end this full circle moment with as many of us as we can going to the Dirt Fed show and really showing out. I know I'm going to try to go. I hope Randy can get off so that he can go. Randy is the hardest working man in show business, but I hope we can get him there. I hope Brooke can go, and let's really party hardy on this one.
Oh, we're going. There's no doubt about that. We're going, and I will come get you, and then we will go to the front of the stage right away. This doesn't even matter. They can be setting up. We're going to be the annoying people in the front. Hey guys, can I get a picture? I do that anyway.
I'm just too broke. I'm just too broke down, Brooke, to do the mosh pit. So anything adjacent to the mosh pit, I'm fine. But to be honest, I'm not battle ready anymore. I just can't do it.
I'll just make some little those little like you're in the press or whatever. I know how to get up to the green room, and if I just have a bottle of Jameson, they'll let me in.
I'll wear chainmail too, like the medieval guys, so that if it goes down, at least I'll be covered.
Yeah, just keep your sword in your pants.
I think I can do a little a sneak peek release right now, a little Scratch the Vinyl exclusive. I think we had a meeting this last week, didn't we, Cain? And we've got a show we're going to be promoting coming up pretty soon. You have been trying to get Estrogen Projection on the show for a while, and we just found out we're going to get them on the show next month.
That's right. I as always, as much as I go to Backtrack Records, I can't buy them all there. I got to leave you guys some. I went to another record store here in town, First Day Vinyl, and we had a little meeting. I talked to the owner of the place, and he just so happens to have a couple of the members of Estrogen Projection there. And we've been wanting to get them on the show, and it looks like hopefully we're going to get them on. And you never know, Scratch the Vinyl fans, we may even have a show coming here down the pipe, maybe in November. I don't know. And they might just be there. So we might have some things going on. We'll see.
I want to say this is Brooke always telling you to manifest what you want. And I feel like it's her karma rubbing off on you finally. Because look at all the shows you've been able to go to lately and all the guests that we're starting to get. Like, if you guys remember, it was like almost 2 years ago. We kind of laid out a list of people we wanted to get on. And this was like one of the bands that Cain brought up like initially. And it's been almost 2 years. And so here, you were so excited. He's like, guess who I talked to today? And dude, you made it happen. I'm pumped. Like, this is the good karma that's happening here on Scratch the Vinyl.
Well, because of Brooke, I'm starting to make like a manifestation, like bucket list. Like I've got I'm shooting for the stars at this point. I mean, honestly, the Greta Van Fleet thing, it made me feel, but she's manifested some things that I've just kind of said out loud into the universe. It's like, well, she's in my closet. She's listening when I say it, but but she makes it happen, and I don't know how.
Handing you notes under the door. Here, say that out loud. I'm not kidding. Manifest it. Say it. Write it down. Think about it. The universe, God, whatever you believe in, will give you what you need, not what you want, because we want a lot of things, but I'm telling you, it works in my life all the time. And you ask for it, and it may not come in the way you might think it's going to, but it almost always comes around to the people that deserve it as well. And I think you two deserve, I think that we need Creed on here, I think they'd be like, hell yeah, Randy and Cain, fuck yeah, I'll be on there. And it will happen someday. Just
this will be fun, Brooke. Since we're manifesting, let's all go around right now, okay? I want to start with you guys first, and then I'll finish. But I want all of us to mention one thing that we're trying to manifest big in music, like somebody huge. So, Randy, what do you say it into the universe right now? Say it loud and proud. Who do you want to come?
I will officially say we have hit the big time. If Brooke could manage to manifest getting Dave Grohl to come onto our show.
Okay, I agree. Dave Grohl or Jack Black. Jack Black, Dave Grohl. And they're buddies, I believe.
Get one, you get them both. Get one, you get them both.
That's right. And I think there might be something in the making of that with another guest that we might have on there. So it could happen. We don't know.
Who else, Brooke? Like if you were to manifest something, I know you think about this stuff all the time, but what's a show or like a big celebrity that you would want to manifest just right off the top of your head?
This is going to sound really crazy, but Lady Gaga. And I know that she's very off the wall and she's very, but she's just like, we have the same birthday. There's so many things she does where I'm like, damn, that is so weird. And then I'm like, oh God, I think I just did that. Lady Gaga would be fun in all of her meat costumes, but she also sings with, just, I don't know. There's just something about her that I absolutely love. I just love Lady Gaga. And I do have one of her albums right here, and I listened to it over and over again. I've scratched it a few times, but she is one of my favorites. I would take, I don't know.
Hey, the song You and I, Nebraska, like she gives us a shout out. There's a connection.
Yes. I don't know. I really like her, but yeah.
All right, Cain, what's yours? Who could we get on the show that, I feel like we fulfill your bucket list all the time.
I know.
But
I feel
who's the number one?
I feel like it has something to do with spice, like a pumpkin spice.
No, that would be it, but no, honestly, it's right there at the tip of my tongue. It's something that I
know who it is. I know who it is.
I don't know. I think you'll be surprised. It's the band, but I want Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit. That's my manifestation. Talk to them. Wes Borland too, the guitar player. I would take any of it.
Okay,
I thought for sure you were going to say Billy Corrigan.
So did I. But you know what? I love that because you just made me think, you know what? Snoop Dogg. Holy shit. If Snoop Dogg was on here, okay, there we go. We are manifesting the dog. And I love both of your guys. Oh my God, they're going to be on.
Well, Fred Durst could be a direct line to Snoop. Fred has worked with Snoop on some things in the past. So I think our manifestations are going to manifest other manifesting. And then pretty soon, once we get Snoop, of course we got Dre, right? Like we're getting Dre at that point, and then we can literally just throw our hands up and quit. Like we've done it.
Well, Martha and I are really close. So Martha and I, we can go build a cake and plant a flower, and then Snoop will come right around and, hang out with us. That will happen. See, you have to make it happen. The story in your head. This is exactly, I'm going to go buy potting soil and cake mix right now. And then Snoop Dogg's going to be on before you know it. But Durst, oh my God, we're going to have all of them.
Hey, I'm not going to say this can't happen, because, there was, Sturgis is going on this week. There was a time that I actually had Jesse James Dupree's phone number, could call him up. I did a record signing, CD signing, when he was here doing a show for Jackal at the Bourbon, and I was promoting his whiskey. And that dude, like, he may be crazy a lot of other times, but when it came to business and taking care of his fans, he took all the time in the world to make sure every picture, everything signed. He never made you feel rushed. Like, I know that this could happen. One of us, if not all of us, one of our bucket lists with a mega superstar is going to happen.
I believe it.
Oh, 100%.
I believe in Brooke's powers. I know she's got a cauldron waiting, and she's going to
The witchy woman.
She's going to throw rat hair and all sorts of stuff in there, and it's going to be awesome. So we can't wait for it. Bring me, and I want Randy's too, but I'm being selfish. Bring me Limp Bizkit, please, Brooke.
Oh, I'll give you Limp Bizkit. The Limp Bizkit. In
fact, I think the coup de grace would be that Cain got on stage with him and did break stuff.
I can recite, I can, Randy, because I do it at karaoke. I could recite it word for word. I would not mess up. I wouldn't fold. Man, Randy, you just made my day. That's going to happen.
It will happen. It will happen. Say it will happen. All right. You guys hear us out there. All of our Scratch the Vinyl fans, help us make it happen, because you're part of our universe. You're part of everything that we're thinking about. We are manifesting you guys all as well, because you're most important. And we really appreciate you all listening. But seriously, if you guys got any hookups, just let us know.
Well, you guys, this show, I'm having a blast with you guys. Even though we didn't have a guest, this has been great, and I hope you guys are loving this as much as I am. But let's bring some honesty to this show. Let's prove to people that we are the people scratching this vinyl out there, right? We're the ones getting grandma's vinyl. We're the ones elbowing and fighting at the garage sales. Let's talk about a couple albums that we all want to pull out of our collection and mention to everybody. So, Brooke, why don't you pull a couple out of your collection and show us what you've been listening to and tell us why?
Ooh, I got an eclectic little variety of things, but one of them that I really I got out again, it was about 2014 maybe, and I was listening to Pandora, and I heard it's Monsters and Men, of Monsters and Men. And so I went out and I got, now it's the heads, it's My Head is an Animal. And I love this little, they're out on the beach, there it is. But I was doing a little more research on it, and they're from Iceland. And so, and this Icelandic little town, and they won some kind of battle of the bands. And then I love this movie, but it's Eurovision, and it has Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams in it. And they win this Icelandic competition. They go on to be really big and famous. So it reminded me of them, but so I love that part of it. And I wonder if that show has anything to do with it. I'd like to know, but their music is, I don't know, it's kind of like a folk rock band, but it's indie. And it was just totally, I love indie stuff, anything indie. I love all of it. And I do like punk and all that stuff too, because I got other albums I would love to talk about. But this is the one that I thought that I found it. I was like, oh my God, I found the best talent ever. And then all of a sudden they just blew up. And I'm like, oh yeah, I guess everybody's listening to them. But it's like, I don't know. It's very nostalgic for me to listen to it as well, but it's a really good, I recommend listening to them. They're a good little band. But yeah, I don't know. How about you, Randy? What do you got out there?
Well, me and Cain were talking the other day. We actually went to the record store together last week. And so we were literally like two kids at a candy store. And first off, Cain knew that, like, sometimes going out with me somewhere, we make a joke like how many people will recognize me when we go in, and we walk in and literally the whole place went, hey, Randy. He's like, see, we can't go anywhere. And oh my God, we thumbed through, I don't know, 500 records probably, didn't we, Cain? It was crazy. And it got me a little nostalgic because we were talking about some of the first albums we ever got. And I'll show you this one if everybody could see it real quick. Anyways, that is the Eagles, the Long Run album. It's just a straight black cover with the Eagles, the Long Run. You open it up, there's a picture of the whole band. And, you know, I think that, you know, the title to this album, there's a, you know, title song to this album, The Long Run. You know, are we going to make it? We'll find out in the long run. I think that's just kind of prophetic for what we're doing right now. I think what we're doing with music and what we're doing with local artists, you know, I hope to see us around here a long time. And we look back and we laugh that on this day we said who we manifested, who we wanted to get on the show, and it happened. And we'll put this album back on from 1979 and Heartache Tonight. I can't tell you why. So many great hits on this album. Just takes me back to a certain time and place.
That's what the show's all about, isn't it, Randy? I mean, that was when we're sitting around, you and I, drinking a Fresca, right? And high-fiving each other. It was us talking about records and talking about what music does for us. And I have had so many conversations with you about the Eagles and what they mean to you. So I'm glad you brought this record out, man.
I mean, there was 3 inches of dust on this cover. I pulled it out, I was like, and I had to wipe it off. Yet that I have kept this album in perfect condition and putting it back on the needle. Oh my God. I really have to thank Cain for getting, because he was like, you still got I go, yeah. He's like, because if I'll get you one. And I said, no, I got one. And oh my God, there are certain albums that I still love listening to on vinyl.
Oh my God. And I went down the rabbit hole too on some of these because I learned so much about stuff that I didn't even realize, like certain people that were affiliated, that they were the producer, somebody was in the band. And like you were saying with Dirt Fed, you know, like, oh my God, that guy. And then this guy, same thing. Like one of them, I love Sharon Van Eaton, and she has this album out, but the producer was Marta Saloni. And she also produced like Bjork, Bon Iver, Animal Collective, like, and I didn't know any of this. So I'm literally up all night, just like writing little notes, and you know, and I'm like, this is amazing. Rabbit hole. Thank you, Cain. Learned a lot about things I probably should have already known, but it is so interesting. And that is what we do here, is to keep on diving, whether you're a musician, whether it's an album. But I want to know, Cain, what did you bring?
Well, first off, Cain does this every morning. Like he puts something on every morning. All right. Yeah. So the double question is, Cain, what did you put on today?
Well, yes. What I was listening to today was I picked up at First Day. I picked up it's Alan Parsons' project, and it's them doing like an album inspired by Edgar Allan Poe. So that right off the bat, just I was listening to that. I didn't play my guitar to it because it was just so majestic. But when I was pulling out albums, I pulled out, these are 2 of my prize possessions, collections. You know, they weren't cheap to buy, but I'm a huge Beck fan. And, you know, those of you who just think that Beck just did Loser and all, I mean, like, no, you're completely wrong. I think Beck is one of the best songwriters of our generation now from, say, 2000 on, okay, and before. But so I have Beck Sea Change. Look at this album. I mean, it's a beautiful album. I mean, it just...
Cain, I had the CD. It's amazing. It's huge. That's artwork right there. Like you could hang that up. Yeah, I had the CD. I love Beck.
It's unbelievable. And then the follow-up album. So that one came out in 2002. Now his follow-up album to this album is a companion album, is Morning Phase. And this album, these 2 in general are a masterpiece. I've argued with people on the internet over and over about, we're going to look at Beck as the next Bob Dylan or something when it comes to lyric writing. I mean, like they're going to put on a class when you read through these lyrics and you listen to these. I challenge you guys, listen to these 2 albums and tell me, did you feel something? Because that's why we're listening, right? When I listen to these, I cry, I laugh, I play my guitar. I mean, I get every emotion, and that you'll get that in these. So please listen to these albums. I'm so glad I could share these with you. I could go on and on about it, but I know that we're running short on time here. But we did want to prove to you guys that we're not the type that just talk about it. We actually scratch that vinyl and we listen to it. Wait, Brooke's got something else here.
I got to add to this because Beck, like right now we all know him, but let's say 50 years from now, when you're at the record store or when you're at your estate sale and and then this is maybe your kids, whatever, and they find the Beck album, and that is so cool. It's kind of like that, the best of Roy. Like I just found this guy, but somebody back. They're like, oh yeah, this is my favorite album. So do you think that like it's not going to go away, but you're going to like go to those estate sales or you're going to go to Walmart or you're going to go somewhere and it's going to be like, who's this guy?
No, it's going to be like in 75 years when somebody goes to Cain's estate sale after he's passed away, they're going to feel like, I mean, being a millionaire won't be a big deal at that point. But like they'll be like a trillionaire of record gold there.
Now, Randy, I'm taking it with me. I'm going to have them do a giant hole. I'm going to make them dump all of it in there with me so I can take it with me.
Your casket.
Yep, take it with you.
Your casket is going to be made out of vinyls.
I might be like the most preserved mummy ever, but when it comes, if I'm covered in vinyl like that, I don't know. Check the science on that, everybody.
You're going to be in that scary movie where you're going to have the record playing in your grave and you're going to hear it all just going over and over and over. And as soon as keep going and going and going, that'd be badass. Actually, I think I know how I want to be buried now.
I want to take this opportunity to thank all the listeners that have stuck with us, hang out with us. This is what it's like when the 3 of us just get together and start talking about music and life. And we really appreciate that you guys have stuck with us this long. I mean, we've been over a year and a half now, and you guys are still hanging on. Again, we got to get out of here. We've had another great day at Scratch the Vinyl. We love you. Keep listening to that music, and don't be afraid to go to one of our favorite record shops and find one of them old classics and drop the needle.
Yeah, everybody, you guys did it again. You guys made it through another show with us, and even though we didn't have a guest, I feel like we provided you guys with one hell of a show. I know that you guys loved it as much as we did. Like all good things, this good thing had to come to an end. So thank you guys for tuning in. I want you guys to tune in on YouTube. I can't say that enough. Also, check out those videos, check out what we have going on. And just keep being scratchaholics out there. I just coined a new term. I want all you scratchaholics out there to do it. And the immortal Hulk Hogan said, eat your vitamins, say your prayers, and by God, listen to vinyl. We'll see you guys next week. Tune in. We'll catch you on the flip side here on
Scratch the Vinyl.
Oh, man, wasn't that an explosive show? Now let's wrap it up here with our sponsors. I don't want you guys to leave those guys out because they are the real heroes out there doing the work and supporting our show and helping us. So first off, Roots Music Shop. I was just in there the other day, got myself a sweet guitar pedal, talked a little shop, little music, thumbed through records. I had a blast, and you will too. Go there, and I guarantee you'll leave a smile on your face, and you'll be feeling great. Get a guitar. All right, next we have American Senior Benefits. Get a hold of the man. Ask for the man himself, Jason Dugash. Jason, oh my gosh, Dugash, and he'll hook you up with a plan. Get a hold of them for that. Lil Bill's Barbecue. I've been raving about it. We have been cooking with it. I've been drinking it. I'm pretty sure I even bathed in it the other day, and I haven't smelled so good in my life. So I'm like a candied meat myself. Get Lil Bill's Barbecue. You can find them on Marketplace. right now is to go to Facebook Marketplace and look up Lil Bill's Barbecue and tell them that Scratch the Vinyl sent you. They have so many different flavors. I can't even count them. So they have it all. Sliding tattoo. I know you guys are sitting on those tramp stamp ideas and all of that good stuff. So it's time to bring those to fruition and make them a real thing. Go to Sliding Tattoo, have Bryce tattoo you the best tattoo of your life, and enjoy that tramp stamp like you should. Backtrack Records. What can I say? I'm going there all the time. I'm buying records. I'm loving it. They're the only place in town that's open at 10 a.m. So you've already got that going for you. That in itself is worth your price of admission. Backtrack Records is the best, and they have amazing sales. They have a boatload of new and used vinyl. It's an awesome place. Go there, everybody. That's all we got for this show. Thank you guys for sticking around, and you got to tune in every week. Catch us on YouTube at Scratch the Vinyl Podcast. We'll talk to you guys next week.